Ladies and gentlemen, if you're playing the DP World Tour fantasy game this week, the Alfred Dunhill might be the biggest trap of the season. He's everything you need to know to avoid blowing your week.
Why is that, lad? Why is it a trap?
Because it's not at Leopard Creek, it's at a different venue, different course. So, past form does not matter. Course preference doesn't matter. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. Well, past course history in relation to Leopard Creek, but we might want to look at a couple of guys who have historically performed well at World Johannesburg Club in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Yeah.
Because the Joburg Open's typically played there, so we do have a bit to go off like.
Yeah. I think for people who don't dive into stats though, you're going to be caught out by looking at this event specifically, aren't you?
If you just look at the history of the event, then you could be screwing yourself over big time.
Yeah, definitely. Go on.
I was just going to say, just before we go into it, should we just scan over our teams from last week at the Nedbank?
Yeah, let's go.
So I've got the mini league up there in front of us. Top 10 on screen. Nowhere to be
I wouldn't
seen
say it's a
is
mini league anymore. It's quite a big league.
it is a big league
Thanks to
actually.
all the people who've joined.
Over 160 in there now.
Yeah, brilliant.
But yeah, top 10th place, you got Michael Brewer on 1817 points. All the way up to the top three of Will Ever FC 1864, Steve's Gunners 1886, and out with a almost 40-point lead is Alcap at 1924. It's currently leading the way.
We've got to have someone this season who's like Premier Crew John Wood, where we say the name. So Alcap Paolo Capone, this is you this season. Well done this week.
How did your bench boost go?
Absolutely brilliantly. I've rose up to 17th in the league. Had a great week due to the amazing bench boost that we were able to do. My team was obviously Captain Bazudenhoed. Well, I can't say Captain Bazudenhoed because I didn't. I Captain Potgieter. Let's give him his full name, Potgieter, at the start, and he absolutely biffed it round, didn't he? Started okay.
And we found another loophole mid-tournament.
Yeah.
There was no way of knowing because
Nope.
it's just nowhere in the rules. It doesn't stipulate it. So we were only ever going to find out when the bench boost was live.
Yep.
And we found out that you can still change your captain when your bench boost is live. Just sub him out.
That's right.
And it doesn't matter because they're all active anyway.
And then you can put him back in if after it. It's it's poor from DP World Tour, that, to be honest. It's
there were a lot of people
it
I was
shouldn't be
watching.
allowed.
I was having a little look through the leaderboard throughout the week, and there was people who just left it on Victor all week, but clearly had the bench boost active based on the amount of points that they'd scored. Missed the trick there.
Massive trick. And you know what? And this is why you watch this show. Just to get these little tips and tricks.
Wouldn't have that information without us. So that is something,
So
obviously, if you've used your bench boost already and you've missed out on that, you've still got the bench boost to come in at the upcoming swings next year after Christmas. So bear that in mind.
Yeah. I think the only disappointment for me this week was Jack's Cruisewick. I just thought he'd do well based on his previous form at the in South Africa last season. He absolutely piped it round. He's had a terrible week at 4 over. I think a lot of people also picked Laurie Cantor, who withdrew, didn't he? Was he injured or something? I didn't catch why he withdrew. I just saw he was well over par.
I thought it was a live thing, but it looks like he's playing this week unless we get another withdrawal from him.
Yeah, maybe.
But maybe it was just all the media that came with the live stuff. He just thought, no, I had space here. Who knows?
Yeah. Quite disappointed in Hovland this week as well. He's although he's got it tied for 23rd, it wasn't his finest week really with the field. You'd have expected him to sort of go ahead and absolutely smash these, wouldn't you?
Yeah. No, he struggled. Norris did okay for you, and then
He did. He
Saddier
did.
there as
I
well.
like Sean Norris. I think he starts well. Every season he starts really well and sort of fades towards the end when it gets a bit more horses for courses. I think he is a horse for a course. Against the bigger fields, he struggles. I think he may get nervous or whatever, but in his hometown with not many big names, he's a real pick.
Steps
And
up to the
and
plate.
definitely going in again this week.
Yeah, there's a big difference on the weekends how you perform to how I performed there. Just looking at yours, you got
Mm.
275 points in round 4.
Yeah,
Got you up to inside the top 1,000 for your season rank.
yeah.
Just bring mine up there. Um, oh, hang on, spoiler, that's this week's team.
Ooh,
So yeah, a weekend of 183 followed by 153 on Sunday.
that's
Uh,
appalling.
Gareth Higo
Pony.
absolutely just biffing it round. When I look at that team in hindsight, it's actually full of biffs. But I ended up with Higo captain for there's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday after going with Hovland
Yeah,
on day 1.
yeah.
Kristen, I was in quite a good position after day 2, and they all just went backwards Saturday, Sunday.
He
Norgard,
did.
he started really well, and he's ended up finishing 7 over overall.
Yeah,
Just couldn't be bothered on the weekend.
I
Potgieter the
know.
same, 1 over. Tristan
I
Lawrence was
can't
in
believe
contention
Hockey to
early
be
on and
honest.
then ended up finishing level par. The only one who
Yeah,
just
but we
come out
know.
of
I don't know
stopped.
why you continue to pick Thurston Lawrence. I really don't. I think it's embarrassing for you, to be honest with you. I'm going to call it right now.
Yeah, he had the credentials for this week,
He
but
didn't.
I
It's
just can't
Thurston
pick
Lawrence.
him.
He's gotten his head out the bin like, whoa, can I come out yet, Dan? No, you can't. Get back in.
Well,
That's what
he
I
came
think
on
of
for
him
1
anyway.
week and he's getting right back in. Out on Lee, the only respectable show in there really. Gareth
Yeah,
Higo just kind of coasted through the week really without. He reminded me of Tommy. You know, Tommy, like the last few years, has just coasted through without threatening.
yeah.
He just wasn't like just didn't seem aggressive enough. Like
Mm.
he's capable, but wasn't. He just seemed to. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I'm 2,900 overall after a rubbish weekend. Um, so yeah, garbage.
Garbage. Not too bad though. I mean, 2,900 is not bad at all, really.
No,
Second week,
it's a respectable start to be fair, but after
given there's
Friday,
probably about
I was
50,000 players.
mm,
I do think Fantasy DP World Tour have made a boo boo this season, though. I really do. I just don't think the interest will be there to carry on playing the game every week, every day of every round as well. I think it's going to tail off. I
that
think the
suits it.
players who are interested
That is
will do
inevitable.
it.
That will happen, but that'll suit those who do stay engaged, won't it? And be an
Yeah,
advantage to
I
them.
suppose so. Yeah, definitely.
Um,
So,
but
one thing I do want to mention though, Saddier, he really started well, like a bit of a train. He got to Saturday and I thought, oh, hang on a minute, he'll do well here. Sunday, poof, see
Sunday,
you later, mate. He's
yeah,
gone on he.
yeah. Going into Sunday, it was like he was obviously captain for you, I think, wasn't he? And then just went backwards Sunday.
Yeah,
Couldn't get it going
yeah.
at all.
No, not at all.
Unlike Reitan,
But
and we were going to depth on the main podcast about Reitan, but he
wow,
was incredible. Like his own
he was, and
front nine on Sunday, his arse obviously went and he managed to settle into it eventually. But other than that, like his first 3 days of play was unbelievable.
he's getting
Like
so much better writing, isn't he? He's getting like one
throwing
of the
darts in, his hole and putts, like
yeah,
his game was just it was perfect. It was complete.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Dan
Unfortunately, not
Bradbury
seeing him
come
this
from as
week.
well? We will go into this in the main podcast, but this is just basically fantasy, isn't it? We shouldn't really go into too much
Yeah.
detail on the players.
So one chip that we haven't used yet, you get 2 triple captain and bench boost. Fancy triple captain this week, lad?
I was really considering it. Only reason is I'm just thinking about it though. Here you've got 4 starters, haven't you? 2 on the bench. So at the moment I've got Bazudnu, Shaper, Norris, Shakara, and then Luton and Ding on the bench. So I'm thinking if I start with Bazudnu as captain and then I put him on the bench and then make maybe Juice Luton the captain, and then I put Bazudnu back in for maybe Sean Norris, that would work the same, wouldn't it? You'd still be able to swap captain in that way. That's
Yes,
a
you
full
would actually.
loophole.
Yeah, you would.
You
Yeah,
don't
I
have
was
to
thinking
commit,
it's
do
just
you?
set and
It's
forget, but it's not. You get triple points for
not
whoever's your captain that day.
that day, yeah. So with
Yeah, good
the
spot.
it's a relatively poor field, isn't it? I mean, you've got the world rankings suggest Laurie Cantor's the best in the field, which he's not going to be because his eyes are on live. Then you've got the likes of um, what's his name, Tristan Lawrence, and who else is world ranking? And then you've got Bezuidenhout, Hockgeeter, John Parry, and Sean Norris. That's literally about it in respect to the top
Top 2
100,
million,
top
top
Sean
100, yeah.
Norris. So you'd expect them players to do well. And I'd take Laurie Counter out. I'd take Tristan Lawrence out. So you've got Bazudanu, Pockita, John Parry, and Sean Norris, who are probably going to do the best. Triple captain may really come into it, but it really depends, doesn't it, on the scoring. So if we look like last year, well, it won't matter last year, will it? Because of the
We know
because
Burmester
of
won
the
this in 2023.
yeah.
Bazudnu's played well here before.
Has he played well here before though? That's what I'm. I
Pretty
know
sure
he's
he
won
has.
this tournament. He won it in 2020, but I don't know whether he played it at Royal Johannesburg or not. That's what I'm wondering.
Anyway, I'm going to
Sean Norris
just
won this
throw out
last year.
Sean Norris won it. You just fell into the trap, lad. That's why I said 2023, Burmester.
Yeah,
Last time it was
yeah,
here. You're best looking at
yeah.
Joburg
That's it.
Open results. I've got my
Yeah,
team
that's
up on
one.
screen here anyway. Just quickly whiz through. Just conscious we're going into depth that we want to go into on the main podcast here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So we've got Burmester set as my captain at the moment, and it will be tripled. I'm going to use it this week. My main thinking
Yeah,
over that is that Mauritius is a bit hit and miss because it's coastal. The wind gets
yeah.
up, they might well struggle to get too far under par. Whereas this is at
Hmm.
altitude, where the course that Dean Burmester took apart before. So I've got Berminator in there. Christian Bazudnut, Jaden Shaper, and Louis Oosthuizen's currently my starting four, with Dan Bradbury and Andy Sullivan on the bench.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, I will be going triple captain, and depending on how Burmester gets on, might well do a okey cokey based on the little loophole you've just enlightened us to.
Yeah, and I think that's key. And I think they should be communicating it just to make it fair, really, for the players. But it's something that you've got to really look at, isn't it? And if you want to play well in this game, it is. Like last year in the Mauritius Open, the score was only 14 under. So
So
I
it's
mean,
a
you
different
want
course
sort
again
of
this year, though.
is that as well? Well,
Yeah, they moved it.
I'm not going into detail on that. So it's a total unknown then, isn't it? The only thing is, I've just looked at the Joburg Open and the last couple of winners in Johannesburg. Tristan Lawrence has been in there. Sean Norris has been in there, and so has Nemesis.
Who's that?
Um, sorry, I've just got to get it again. Dan Bradbury. The only reason they're calling him a nemesis is because he absolutely came up out of nowhere this week and came second, didn't he? Out
Yeah,
of
he's
absolutely nowhere. So he's
playing
clearly
well.
got a liking for South Africa, isn't he? Is he a
Yep,
guaranteed pick, I wonder?
playing well. Came second this week.
Yeah.
He's in my pick and he's in my team anyway. 21 birdies.
Yeah. That's amazing golf. He hasn't been setting the world alight, has he, for the past couple of years? But it shows that he's coming back in it. He's
Mm,
playing well. We will see. But yeah, he's got strong credentials to do well this week here.
yeah, above him so far. Obviously, we've only had a couple of tournaments, and most of these guys have only played one. Above him in
Yeah,
terms of average birdies so far, we've got Wendy Ding, Christian Bazudnut, Andy Sullivan, Jaden Sheeper, and Sean Norris. Them
yeah.
last three are tied at the top for the most average birdies per round. So scoring
I mean
candidates,
that's pretty vital for your picks, isn't it?
it is.
On the especially a triple captain pick because of the whole because you've got to sort of pick your team based on this player could be a captain any day. Um, because we're swapping and changing now. It's not just a set pick like it was last season. So yeah, it's all to play for here. And I think is it the last is it the last swing to hang on the Mauritius?
The last
So
of
does it?
this opening swing is next week in the Mauritius, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got
So you've
about
got to
3 week
basically
break
use it.
for Christmas.
Yeah. There's no point in not using it at either here or Mauritius, is it?
No, to use it this week or use it next week or lose it.
Use it or
And
lose
I
it.
say I think there's just too many unknowns about Mauritius, and we don't know what the weather's going to be like. So I'm definitely gonna lock that in this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully, make a
All
dent in
right.
those at the top of the leaderboard because no doubt them guys at the top have already used 2 chips.
Yeah. I agree.
Those guys at the top currently in the running to win this SHOTSCOPE V5 GPS watch. That is because they will have entered our mini league and signed up to our newsletter. Link will be in the description below. So get signed up. Signed up to the newsletter. We get a weekly newsletter that goes out every Wednesday morning, and just mainly fantasy focused. We'll just kind of summarize what we've discussed on this pod. Really give you a few inside tips. Well, not inside tips, just our own opinions, really. And yeah, they're signing up for, because you can be in the running. Got yourself a decent prize at the end of the season. The overall mini league winner, or large league as we shall now call it, is will take home the SHOTSCOPE.
Yeah, we'll do some digging into the stats when we're a bit into the season to see who's doing well and who's not, and it'll all be obviously mentioned in the newsletter, as Dan just said.
Yeah, it's in its infancy as well, so it's only going to grow and get more
Yeah,
content in it. It'll get better as we get more established as well. So yeah, looking
definitely.
forward. Get signed up and look out for that email every Wednesday. Like the video, as I mentioned before, subscribe to the channel if you would. We'd really appreciate that, just to help us continue to grow, as we are now a few weeks into our second year as Here We Golf.
Yep. Here we
Um,
golf.
that'll do, I think, for the fancy podcast, lad. Anything else
Yeah,
to
I
add?
want you to tune into the main pod, and we'll dive into a bit more stats, and we'll look into like who the actual. We don't want to go too deep on this pod because we want to short and sweet for you, for your little commute, you morning commute, or maybe just late night listening, whatever. But yeah, tune into the main pod, and we'll go into a bit more stats and see who is actually going to win
Yeah.
the
We'll also talk about the Australian Open we
tournament.
just had, and the Hero as well.
I can be your hero, baby.
Right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow then, lad.
See you tomorrow.
Same clothes, same hat.
Same. Just taking my
Well,
jacket
take
off.
it easy. Fancy DP World Tour show done and dusted. See you later.